What is up? Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day. Back here with some more StellarBlade gameplay for you. And today I'm going to be talking about the DLC that recently just dropped for the game. So when the DLC was first revealed, having a collaboration with NierAutomata, I was definitely, as long as a lot of fans, extremely excited and stoked. I mean, obviously StellarBlade has a lot of references and inspiration because of NierAutomata, another amazing game. And seeing them both have a collaboration, it just seemed like the plans had aligned. I mean, we were going to finally get it. You know, Eve and 2B were actually going to finally meet each other. Because I know the fans, as well as the audience and the internet, definitely wanted to see this happen. And, you know, that would definitely be the day the internet broke. So I was extremely stoic and excited. So when I first heard this announcement, I was like, you know, whenever that date that this is released comes out, I definitely had it marked on my calendar. So when November 20th finally hit, I definitely uploaded the game, re-downloaded it, had the DLC downloaded as fast as possible, and realizing that in order to access a lot of this content, I had to be at least in the Wasteland. I basically had to restart the game, because unfortunately there is no chapter select in StellarBlade, something I wish they would add in the future. But I rushed through all the beginning parts of the game and trying to relearn all the techniques, because when you haven't played in a while, you get really rusty and completely out of practice. But you know what, it'd be good to relearn and get that muscle memory in there. So who knows, you know, because obviously I'm going to have to learn a lot of this stuff, because you know this DLC is definitely going to challenge me in ways that I don't think have been challenged in the main game, and having this collaboration was definitely going to be something that I was really excited with. So when I finally was able to get to the Wasteland, I was really stoked. I couldn't wait to see what kind of great enjoyable missions we got, you know, the whole epic meeting. But unfortunately, I was met with a cold, hard reality, and basically slowly realizing that everything that I hoped it would be was the exact, complete opposite. So I'll put it to you as bluntly as I can. I walked in here expecting something, and I got something else, and this is how I honestly felt about the DLC. No amount of ass, no matter how fine that ass is, was going to cover up my extreme disappointment with how just underwhelming and disappointing this DLC really truly is. So basically, let's get right into it. Why is this DLC so disappointing? Even though on the PlayStation Store they call it an episode. Yeah, I laugh. But basically, you have these cans called Stellar Tears. New cans, not confused with the already collectible cans. But they're scattered throughout the wasteland and the desert. You collect them because that's the currency you need to spend at Emil's shop. Emil is obviously a shop on wheels. So you also do get these pictures, photos in your data bank that let you know, have an idea of where these cans are. So that is nice to know. Emil's shop can spawn randomly in both the wasteland and the desert. I have a lot of luck in the scrapyard and the wasteland, as well as by the tetrapod in the desert. But once you do stop him, and usually you stop him by shooting him, you go up to him and talk to him, and you're greeted with a cutscene for an introduction. And, you know, this got me excited at first, you know, hey, this was the beginning of it. But unfortunately, the reality is a lot more sadder than that. Because other than this opening cutscene and the ending cutscene, which you will see, there's really not much to this DLC at all. Because all this thing is basically an item shop. And that's it. So basically, the whole DLC is you collecting cans and using those cans as currency to buy the famous items as costumes from, you know, Nier Automata. So you can look like the characters. You can customize Eve. You can customize the other major characters. You can customize their outfit, their hairstyle. And, you know, it looks cool and all. Nothing against them. Even the drone gets a customization. But unfortunately, that's it. That's basically what this whole thing is. It's just basically skins, as well as unlocking a musical soundtrack if you're able to collect them all. But that's it. And that's where I'm really disappointed in. So I'll be the first one to admit this right here, and maybe someone's going to tell me in the comment section, oh, they announced this a while ago. But when I first heard this, and when it eventually had its release date, was the only two times I really heard about what the DLC was. So maybe they revealed it a while back that it was just going to be skins. which isn't a problem, but in my honest opinion, they should have revealed that from the very beginning, because I had so much like hype for what this could be, what they were going to do with it, and this is the exact opposite. As much as I love looking at the cool skins and having that nostalgia with Nier Automata game, I do love a lot. Unfortunately, I had so many other aspirations. Like, I was thinking of, oh, we can have so many Nier-inspired missions we could do. You are paying $10 for this. I was thinking, oh, you can have some Nier-inspired missions. And as I said, God forbid, you can actually have Eve and 2B, and maybe some of the other characters actually meet each other. Honestly, the best part of this DLC for me personally is that they brought back the whole, if you try to look under the skirt thing, that you get the camera kicked out under you. And honestly, that was probably the overall best thing about this whole DLC for me, just because of the comical value and obviously a reference to Nier Automata with that. But other than that, it's just disappointing. I mean, honestly, guys, I'm kind of let down. And getting back to the whole $10 thing, I'm not going to sit up here and go on about, oh, it's the biggest ripoff in terms of what you pay for. Is it probably worth the $10? No. If you're someone's like, hey, I love the base game and I like to support them, I won't argue with it. I get it, I understand it. But I also look at it like this. This year, for this game, I spent $10 on DLC for basically skins. Last year, I spent $10 for basically DLC known as Separate Ways for Resident Evil 4 Remake. You compare the two, even though they cost the same amount, yeah, they're not on equal playgrounds. It's like trying to compare the 92 Dream Team with the Washington Generals. Like, it's just not a fair fight on any stretch of the imagination. But I want to leave it with this, is I do have hopes that maybe that, I read maybe it's just copium here or just hoping. They called this an episode in the PlayStation Store, which I don't know why it's called an episode. It's just a bunch of skins, but I'm hoping that maybe this is just the beginning part, just the starting point, and maybe they might actually bring in actual missions, or as I said, God forbid, they actually have Eve and 2B interact with each other for some odd, strange reason, but maybe that's too much cheekiness for the internet to handle for obvious reasons, but yeah, other than that, all joking aside, yeah, we need to have an actual collaboration, not just skins, but have both sides meet. It would just be an ultimate, union of seeing both the creators who love each other's work, having their characters interact with each other, and getting, having that whole weird, out of place storyline. But it's something that needs to happen, and I hope that this is just the beginning part, and they're looking forward to that down the line. Because as I said, I love StellarBlade. I had a blast with the game, but I'm not going to lie to you, this is very disappointing. And if you're someone that's like, hey, they already admitted this a while back, I'm sorry, I just wasn't following all the time because there's so many other games coming out at the time. But hopefully I made that point clear. Do I recommend getting this DLC? It's probably not worth it, no. But I guess if you got to have it, or maybe you just want to support the developers, you're like, the main game was that great, I enjoyed it, I get it, understand it, but yes, I am disappointed. I wish they did have actual missions and stuff. I did like the photo mode, but that was part of the free updates. You don't have to pay for that. But as I always like to say, that is my opinion. I want to hear your guys' opinion. Were you really amped up with this DLC and just feel really let down that all it is basically skins? Yeah, it's skins of the famous characters from Nier Automata, but like, you were thinking they were going to actually do actual side quests inspired on it, or God forbid we actually have Eve and 2B actually meet each other. Let me know down in the comment section down below. But thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and hopefully I can see you guys back in the next one. Thanks, and I'll see you all later. Peace.